How's your business going? Are you missing too many of those precious moments? The ones you work so hard to create? Are you continually telling everybody, sorry I missed it, sorry I wasn't there, I'll be there next time? Are you always making excuses why you didn't get this done, you didn't get that done? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Are you tired of being up late at night trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills? Do you feel like you're drowning and you don't know how to get out? Are you starting to doubt the decisions you made, the sacrifices you made? Are those voices in your head starting to make sense? Hey, you gave it a good shot. I know you're passionate about this, but, well, it's just not working, is it? Are people always telling you, why don't you get a real job? Why don't you grow up? Are people continually telling you, I know you're passionate about this, but you got bills to pay? I'm Coach Rael and I get you. I totally get you. You're an entrepreneur just like me. If it's alright, I'd like to share my story with you real quick. I come from a small town, North Vancouver, BC. I was an only child. I had an amazing mom. She was a single mom. My dad left me when I was 3. I graduated from a class of 1,800. I was the only African American. So, say I was bullied, picked on, it would be an understatement. But here's what happened. I had an amazing mom who every night when I went to bed, she said, don't dream tonight, son. Dream big. I had an amazing stepdad who I know to be my dad. He taught me there's no such word as C-A-N-T. So that's what I did. I went to bed every night, dreaming big. Some of my best memories were I remember at Christmas time we'd get in the car and we'd drive around to the rich neighborhoods. And we'd look at the big houses and the trees, the big decorations. And I was always going from one apartment to another. I never really knew which house was my house. I didn't have a home because we were always moving. I remember times like, sitting under the bank teller because my mom didn't have no money to pay for daycare, so she'd take me to work of one of her 3 jobs. But I always remember, don't dream tonight, son. Dream big. I remember my dad saying there's no such word as C-A-N-T. So that's what I did. I started to get that mindset. And I dreamed big. I dreamed of buying that first house. I dreamed of living large. I dreamed of getting out of this side of the tracks and having more. I knew that I deserved more. I grew up that. And my first thing was, I wanted to make it to the '84 Olympics, but that was cut short at 13. I pulled my hamstring, and then I had this opportunity to go to Hollywood to make it as an actor. And I remember people telling me, there's no such word. There's no such thing as a black actor. Don't waste your time. Why don't you do what you're supposed to do? As a matter of fact, only less than 3%, of the SAG, which I now know is the union, even make a living. And it was at that moment I made a decision. I said, well, I'm going to be part of that 3%. And I set out and I moved to Hollywood and I did what I had to do. And I became a very successful actor in Hollywood. I've gone on to win Emmy Awards and all that kind of stuff. I did buy my first house when everybody told me, you can't buy a house right now. You gotta wait a while. You gotta do this. So I became that person whenever you told me that I couldn't do nothing, or you gave me that C word that I knew. I erased that word from my vocabulary at 13. Literally erased that word. I don't even say it anymore. I say C-A-N-T or not yet. So I get you. We're a different breed, right? And here's what happened. So later on in my life, I found, what it meant to truly be an entrepreneur, to truly have an entrepreneurial mindset. I started with me for network marketing over 13 years ago. We created $1 million business, 6-figure income. We started crushing it. What happened is initially I wanted to bring my amazing wife home to be able to be a stay-at-home mom, if that's what she chose. And I went to work and we made that happen. And in the process, I became a stay-at-home dad, and I didn't even know what that was. Because as a man, we are wired to provide for our family. We are wired to do whatever we got to do to provide for our family. And the reality is, most of the time, we are grinding so hard to give our family an extraordinary life that we end up missing all those amazing moments that we work so hard for. And because of a decision I made, my biggest aha moment was, because I didn't know what was happening, was when my oldest son was a freshman. And I remember it was halfway through the football season. And every day I'd bring my little lawn chair and I'd walk out into the middle of this big field. And my son had 88 people, 88 champions on his team. And one day I had a moment where I just sat there and I looked left and I looked right. And I was the only parent there. And it was then when it hit me that the decision I'd made, all that hard work, the sacrifices, the grinding, was for this. Being able to be there, being able to be at every school moment, being able to drop my kids off, pick them off, being able to be present, and that's not for everybody. But if you're watching this video and you're an entrepreneur like me and you want more, you deserve more, your family deserves more, you want to be that person, I'm here to tell you that it's possible. I'm living proof. It's not only possible, you can make it happen. That was the beginning. There's been many. And I remember, I'll tell you a funny story about that. There was one day I actually took a call and I had to go, and then my son, because your kids, they're always like, hey, Dad, why are you always there? You don't need to be there all the time. And then one day I wasn't there, and when I came back to pick my son up, he said, Dad, where were you? And I said, I had a meeting. And he says, you know what? He said, I need you here, Dad. He says, when I look over, I like to see you there. It was then when I knew, and I started taking videos then and posting it, and all the other parents started to say, thank you, can you post some more videos, And I realized how powerful it is when we're an entrepreneur. And then when I started to be able to give back and give to different foundations and, Camp Ronald McDonald's and other things, and to be able to have the time to be present because of the decision, because we're not trading dollars for hours. We're not answering to anybody. We're answering to ourselves. You want more, you work harder. Being able to take your family on trips, being able to, but being able to, as a dad, I can tell you, with my kids, not having to say no, because you have to say no, but being able to say no because you want to, because it's the right decision. But being able to go where you want, when you want, with whomever you want, however you want, living an extraordinary life, that's a life that we choose as an entrepreneur. And that's what this is about. So if you're watching this video and you have that stirring in your heart and you're feeling like, I want more, I deserve more, my family deserves more, I know that I have a calling, this doesn't feel good to me, I'm not the 9-to-5 guy, I'm not the corporate guy or girl, or I'm not that person. I feel I got to move. I don't want to sit in an hour and a half of traffic every day, there and back. I live in LA, that's insane to me, but some people it's not. I'm not talking to everybody, but I may be talking to you. So if I'm talking to you guys, I am passionate as all snot to help you to be everything you were created to be. That's why I came up with that saying. One day I was at a funeral of an 87-year-old man, and it was the first funeral I ever went to, a real funeral. And I stood on that hill. There was me, my girlfriend at the time, the mother, the father, the grandmother, and the sister, and that's it. And time literally stopped for me, and I was like, I am not going to go through this world and walk around 87 plus years or whatever and have nobody come to my funeral because I made such a little impact. And it wasn't about being cool and having a lot of people come to my funeral. It was about making a difference. And it was at that moment that I realized that there was, for me personally, there's too many people just walking around not knowing that they are champions, and not knowing that they have a gift, and not knowing that they have a calling, thinking that they just are here to exist and take up space. No. So that's what I'm passionate about. I help entrepreneurs be everything they were created to be. I help them to be able to change the world, because that's what we do. And together we can lock arms and we can make this happen. But it starts with a choice, and that choice starts with you. And if this makes sense to you, I'd love to just sit down and chat with you, brother, sister. Just chat. Let's just chat. It's absolutely free. I'd like to connect. That's what we do. We'll connect, and if I'm able to help you, I'll be honored to help you. Best case scenario, you're going to have some nuggets and some clarity and some focus where you're going. So with that said, guys, just go ahead, click the button below, guys. Schedule a free 20-minute consultation. We'll connect on Zoom. And you know what? Let's make a new friend. I love you. I'll believe in you till you believe in yourself. Make the rest of the day the best of the day. God bless. Boom.